Yes, I'm kicking things off with the ultimate is it or isn't it Christmas movie. It's a timeless debate. The movie has action, chaos, and most of all, it has a great story, a relatable and realistic action star, and a fantastic villain. It's a true classic. Now, personally, I don't think Die Hard is a Christmas movie. I believe that if the story took place on New Year's or July 4th, it would be the exact same. And because Christmas is not germane to the story, it's not a Christmas movie for me. So I'd still classify it as a holiday film, but not specific to Christmas. Just because it took place during Christmas does not make it a Christmas movie in my in my in my book personally.
Top five, top five.
What is up, home slices? Welcome to the Sup Media Reviews YouTube channel. I'm your host, Kiera, and you are now tuned into episode 2 of our new Top 5 video series. Now, traditionally, we release audio only reviews of movies, TV shows, and music. But in this new series, guests join me on video and we count down our personal top 5 picks around a fun theme in movies, TV, music, or pop culture. It's all about celebrating the stuff we love, hearing different perspectives, and hopefully sparking some fun debates along the way. And of course, we want to hear your list as well. Now, in this particular episode of Top 5, our theme is holiday movies. What do we mean by holiday movies? Because for a lot of people, that's usually just Christmas, but the holidays don't stop there. We've got New Year's, Thanksgiving, Halloween, even the 4th of July. So today we are expanding that definition a bit. So this will not be your typical Christmas movie list. Now, today I have a super special guest joining me, my stepmom, Erica. Say hi, Erica.
Hi, everybody. What's up?
So this is Erica's first time joining me on the Sub Media Reviews platform, and I asked her to join me for this particular episode because she is a true holiday queen. Now, ever since I can remember, she's been creating and upholding some key holiday traditions in our family, like big Thanksgiving dinners, putting up the Christmas tree the day after Thanksgiving, baking cookies, Christmas Eve pajamas, all that good stuff. So I feel like there's no one better to join me for this particular topic. Erica, can you share like why you love the holidays so much?
It is just my mom loved the holidays, and so the traditions that I've passed down to my kids, you guys, and my family are a lot of the traditions that we have. I love, just as you know, Kira, decorating in general. I decorate for every season. It doesn't matter what it is, everywhere from spring all the way to Christmas. And I just love the the family traditions of it. I love the lights. It's just one of my, and everybody just seems to come together and just be a little bit nicer sometimes during the holidays.
Yeah, yeah, I can for sure back that up. I think that's really awesome and very sweet that you pass down traditions throughout the year. For me, I love getting to spend the day with family and like not having to worry about the normal things you worry about throughout the day, like going to work and all of those other things. It's nice to kind of just put that out of your mind and focus on spending time with each other and eating good food and hanging back and watching sports or movies or whatever it is that your family does. So that's really what I enjoy about all the holidays. So even if it's 4th of July, it's like, all right, let's, season the ribs and, let's put on, let's put on a movie and have a good time. I just love that. It almost feels like this worry-free moment that we just get to be together. So I really enjoy
Yes.
it. Yeah, so before we get into our list, let's talk about how we each approached picking our top 5. I think it's always fun to know the kind of criteria behind these picks because the way we rank these movies says a lot about our preferences. Erica, how did you approach making your list?
So interesting. I'm not, and when you hear my list, you're going to might be a little bit surprised. I'm not your traditional holiday movies. I like some of the old school ones that we watched back in the day, but a lot that I have on my list are more newer school, family, maybe not as, I'll say, like funny as some of the others out there that I might hear from your list. I'm thinking
Okay.
it's very to the theme, actually, of what I just said, of what I feel about the holidays in general. It's a very traditional list and family type list as you listen through to
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm excited to hear about your list. So
it.
I feel like I know a few of them that are going to be on there, but I'll probably be surprised. Now, for me, I focused on rewatchability and what movies
Hmm.
actually capture the spirit of the holiday or give me that holiday feel. I wanted to pick films that I really enjoy, that I watch at least once a year, where it almost feels required for me to like, hey, it's this time of year, I'm gonna watch this movie. So that was what it was for me. Like I this needs to be on rotation, like year after year. So now let's go ahead and get into it. We're going to reveal our list one spot at a time. We're each going to share our number five, then our number four, and keep going until we get to number one. So I'll kick us off with my number five pick. I chose Die Hard from 1988. Now, yes, I'm kicking things off with the ultimate is it or isn't it Christmas movie. It's a timeless debate. The movie has action, chaos, and most of all, it has a great story, a relatable and realistic action star, and a fantastic villain. It's a true classic. Now, personally, I don't think Die Hard is a Christmas movie. I believe that if the story took place on New Year's or July 4th, it would be the exact same. And because Christmas is not germane to the story, it's not a Christmas movie for me. So I'd still classify it as a holiday film, but not specific to Christmas. Just because it took place during Christmas does not make it a Christmas movie in my in my in my book personally. Now, Erica, what about you? What's your number five?
My number five is probably one of the classics that I did pick that's actually a classic, which is A Christmas Carol, Scrooge.
Okay.
However, However, I like different versions of it. So what I mean is like
Hmm.
over the years, so there was the Disney one, right? Which Jim
Mhm.
Carrey was in. I loved that one. And it's the Disney one, but the different networks come out with all of these different ones. So I've seen like on VH1, they had this neat one with Vanessa Williams one year, which
Okay.
was A Carol's Christmas. And she was, a diva, a Scrooge, and all of that. And anyway, so it's traditional, but I like to watch each year Hallmark, all these other, like different channels. I think VH1 even had one out one year with Tori Spelling. That was
Okay.
she was the one that was like the Scrooge lady in that. And so I like the plot and the different things of the story and somebody that has different feelings for whatever parts of different things that happen with their past and learns how to become that better person. So that's my number five pick and why.
Okay. I think that that's really interesting to pick more so the concept and the different versions of that,
Hmm.
as opposed to a movie itself. I think that's really, really interesting. Okay, cool. Any thoughts about Die Hard or anything else from your number five before we move on?
No,
Do
but
you
it's
think Die
funny. I,
Hard's a
I kind
Christmas
of thought
movie?
I thought Die Hard was. I don't think it's a Christmas movie. However, I knew you were going to pick it because you and your dad, I think, both have the same thing with Die Hard at Christmas time. But I can see why you picked it. I can totally see why you picked it.
Yeah, it's interesting. So me and Dad did review Die Hard together back in season one of Sub Media Reviews, and I believe Dad disagrees with me. I think that he thinks it is a Christmas movie.
He does.
Uh,
He absolutely
and
does.
yeah, yeah, and I don't. So yeah, we just have differences of opinion there. Okay, cool. Well, let's talk about number four. Erica, what is your number four pick?
So my number four is Soul Food, which again is not a traditional Christmas movie. However, I always watch it November timeframe, usually like right around Thanksgiving time, just because again, it reminds me of the family and the traditions and the different things that families go through, and it is one that plays in my that I watch every single year around that time. So again, one would argue, is it a Christmas movie? No, it's not a Christmas movie, but I do watch it around that time of the year for those different things every year.
I totally agree with you, so much so that it is actually on my list. It's not right now. So
That's
I'm gonna wait.
funny.
I'm gonna reserve my, statements until we get to that part where I picked it. But I totally agree with you. I think Soul Food is a holiday movie, and we'll talk more about that later. So we're on the same page. We have our first overlapping pick. Okay.
Okay.
Yes. So now my number four is Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone from 2001, but maybe not for the reason you think. I feel like because of the subject matter of the movie, people might think it's more of a Halloween thing, but I chose this movie for my list because of Christmas. The Christmas scenes in Hogwarts are like so cozy, and there's snow and gifts and
Mhm.
magic. It has like a warm, nostalgic feeling for me. And for whatever reason, I associate Harry Potter with Christmas. Like I usually rewatch all of the movies during the Christmas holiday, and that could have something to do with the fact that I have like a bunch of days off from work and I actually have time to do that. But I do always associate it with that specific time of the year. And in the first season of the Sub Media Reviews podcast, my sister Arabia and I reviewed the first Harry Potter movie. And this year she'll be joining me again to review the second Harry Potter movie, Chamber of Secrets. So make sure y'all stay tuned and turn on those notifications.
Got
Okay,
it.
nice. All right, any other comments about number four before we move on to number three?
No, honestly, I'm not the Harry Potter fan at all, so I couldn't even tell you one scene in Harry
I
Potter.
I
I'm
have
not
to
gonna
I
lie.
have to tell
Outside
this.
of maybe I've walked by a screen when you guys were watching it, and that's it.
I have to, okay, first off, older black people, a lot of times, especially if they're religious, are very wary of Harry Potter. And they are like, they are not here for it. So that's one thing. Second thing is, Erica, I don't even know if you remember this. So, for those of you who don't know, my uh, dad has always lived in a different state than I have lived. I primarily
Mhm.
grew up in Texas, and then my dad's stepmom and a few of my siblings and other extended family members lived in Georgia. So, for the most part, I would go and visit them, but occasionally, Erica and dad, or some mixture of the two, would come to visit me in Texas, or they would be there on business or whatever. So there was this one particular time where Erica was in Houston and we were together, like in the mall shopping, and there was a bookstore in the mall. And this bookstore had the Harry Potter series, which was like brand new. And I was like, oh, I really want to read this book. And Erica was like, well, like you can only get one. It was, the Harry Potter books were expensive. I was not going to get all four at one time. And so a normal person would be like, okay, get the first book. But the first book was really small and compared to the other ones. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to get the third book. So I ended up reading the third Harry Potter book first, and then I read the rest of the books out of order. So as I got other versions of the book, I think I read the first book second, and then the second book third. But that's like just a funny Harry Potter movie. I read the books out of order because I wanted a meatier version of the book. I didn't want the tiny small book. I was an avid reader as a child. I wish I still loved to read.
You
I wish I
were.
still loved to read the way that I did, but school kind of ruined that for me. But yeah, that's my Harry Potter origin story. Nice. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to our number three picks. I'll kick us off. My number three
Okay.
is Home Alone 2, Lost in New York from 1992. Now, this movie is a staple in my childhood, and along with the first Home Alone movie, it is a required watch. It's a required watch for the holiday season. Even with the super neglectful parents, it's like it's festive, it's hilarious, it's chaotic in the best way. We have iconic villains who serendipitously reunite with the kid who put them away, and they want revenge, but they fail miserably because Kevin McAllister is not only older, but he's smarter and wiser. It's a great story for kids and for anybody really. And the new setting just takes things up a notch. The toy store, we're in New York City. We see the Rockefeller tree. We got pigeons. It's Christmas time in the city. And I love this movie. And I have reviewed both Home Alone and Home Alone 2 back in season 1. So check it out if you are interested. Erica, what's number three on your list?
Number three. Okay, we're staying with tradition. I have a theme here.
Okay.
Is This Christmas.
Okay.
I absolutely love that one. And it's not like a specific time. I watch it every Christmas, not at a specific time. Just it's one of the, and I will watch that movie maybe 3, 4 times over the course of not just Christmas, but throughout the year. Again, so the same thing with just the theme of family. And I love those characters, all of those characters in that movie as well, Loretta Devine. And yeah, and I just love all of those characters. So again, that's just one of my tradition family go-to movies that I watch every year.
Okay, cool. Look, I've only seen this Christmas one time. I don't like Chris Brown.
Oh, well, yeah, and I love Chris Brown. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't like Chris Brown. He's a talented person, but he's so problematic, and he's not necessarily the best actor either.
That he is.
So I've only seen the movie once. I've heard a lot of people say that Chris Brown's version of This Christmas is better than Donny Hathaway, and I'm like, you're crazy. I prefer Donny Hathaway's version personally. So I haven't seen the movie in years, probably since it came out, and I'd be willing to rewatch it because I love Black Christmas movies. Like I love those. So
yes,
I would be willing to give it a rewatch, but it's just I can't do Chris Brown.
And he actually is really good in that movie, but I get it if you can't get past him. But it's a great movie.
I'll try it out this year, see how far I can make it through. Okay, any thoughts on Home Alone or anything else before we move on to our second picks?
No, just funny. So that's one that I watch every year also, but I watch it because your dad watches it. That's one of the ones, he doesn't like your traditional, so that's one of the ones that he'll have on and watch every year. I like that one too.
Home Alone is great. There's a really good episode of Movies That Made Us. It's like a docuseries that focuses on one movie per episode and how the movie was made. And there's a really good one on Home Alone that talks about a lot of the behind the scenes stuff that you would never know that happened in the movie. Like when they were filming the movie in Chicago, it didn't snow, so they had to use potato flakes for fake snow, and they started to like rot and turn black. Like just little fun things like that. So if you're interested in learning some more behind the scenes stuff about Home Alone, that's a great thing to check out. Okay, let's move on to number 2. Erica, what is your number 2 pick?
The Best Man Holiday. That is one of my all-time favorites. So again, I know that there's a series of 3. Well, there's the 2, the Best Man Holiday, and then they did the last one that was like a total series. But Holiday is my favorite. Talking about old college friends that, over the years things have happened and catch up. And now I did not particularly care for the ending and the whys and the what was going on, but it just touches me every year. This is my house is all decorated. I have all of the lights, the Christmas lights and everything on, and I am downstairs in my recliner with a nice glass of wine. That is my wind down Christmas movie every single year. Now, because it is a little sad at the end and all that, I only watch it once, but that is my all time. I have to watch. One of my top ones, the decorations to the personalities to the family. I just love it.
I enjoy that movie a lot too, and the reason it didn't make my list was because of the sad part that you mentioned. Like, I do not want to be sad on the holidays. Like, I can maybe stomach to watch it once a year, or like once, every other year, just because I kind of know what's gonna happen. And also like that fight scene with Regina Hall and the other lady whose name I can't think of right now. But it is, I don't know, it's one of those things. I was too young to really appreciate The Best Man when it was in its heyday. So I only know of it like as I got older and it was more age appropriate to watch. But there was a really big gap between the original movie and Best Man Holiday. And when you have that big gap, it's hard to make a sequel that feels worthy of the franchise, and I think they did a really good job. So
I think they did an excellent job.
right. So I love the way they all came back together, that they're older and maybe they're different, but maybe they're not. Like it's a great addition to the franchise, and I totally understand why it's on your list. But for me, I can't do the sad part. Like, can't do the sad part on the
Well, remember,
holidays.
that's why it's on my wind down list for Christmas time every year.
Look, me and Erica are both emotional people. I'll cry at the drop of a hat at like a sad movie, and so I tend not to rewatch those very often. But it is a very good movie, and I really do enjoy it a lot. Okay, my number 2 pick, I feel like is a little offbeat, but not really. It's Last Holiday from 2006 with Queen Latifah.
Oh,
so
I love that one.
I feel like I don't say this enough. I freaking love Queen Latifah. Like, I love her so much.
I do too.
Representation matters, and I've been following her career since I was a child. I love that she is a larger Black woman, and she's okay with that. And she's successful, and she's smart, and she can sing, and she can rap. She's multi-talented. I really do enjoy her a lot, and I enjoy her movies in particular. Now, I don't think she's the best actress in the world, but I have a lot of admiration for her career and her success. And this movie just gives me joy. It's like heartfelt, it's funny, it has this overarching message about living life to the fullest and appreciating the moments that you have, which I think is a really good message. And it takes place around New Year's Eve, and it's supposed to represent like her having a new lease on life. And so usually around Christmas, New Year time is when I rewatch this movie. But I usually rewatch it like twice a year. I enjoy it. I own it on Amazon Prime. Like, I love this movie. And one of my favorite things about this movie is like Queen Latifah's character is so endearing, and the way people respond to her and like the acting, there's something so genuine about it. Like, Queen Latifah tries to have a Louisiana accent for some parts of the movie, and it just does not work out. She can't sustain it the whole movie, which is fine. But the way the people in the hotel particularly like react to her and how they feel about her feels genuine. I really just can't describe it. It's weird. I love this movie. Okay. And because it is celebrating its 20th anniversary in January, I will be reviewing it. So, stay tuned. So I heard you say that you also like
That's an awesome movie. That's awesome.
It's good, right?
I do.
Yeah, we got
Yeah, it is.
LL Cool J's in it, Giancarlo Esposito.
That's my movie. I love LL Cool J.
I thought you were talking about Giancarlo. I thought you were talking about Giancarlo, but okay, LL Cool J, that makes sense. Yeah, but I really love that movie. Yeah, it's one of my faves. Okay, Erica, it's time for your number 1 pick. What's your number 1 holiday movie?
Okay, drum roll. My number 1 holiday movie, since you haven't heard it yet, even though you know it, yes, is Preacher's Wife. I absolutely love and adore that movie. And a funny thing is, I watch that movie every year when I'm wrapping the last set of presents. So when the door is closed in my room and I've got all the wrapping paper, even if I've wrapped before, you know, you always have that last set that is your dread. I will sit up there and watch that entire movie while I'm wrapping presents every single year without fault. And sometimes the kids will knock on the door, wrapping presents. Do you have Preacher's Wife on, Mom? Yep, I sure do. That is one of my all-time favorite movies.
It is a really good movie. I don't think I watched it for real until maybe a few years ago. But it has like all of the stars that we love, like Denzel and Whitney Houston. Who, I mean, Whitney successfully made a transition into acting. She's actually like a pretty good actress. We also have Courtney B. Vance. Loretta Devine is in it. Like all of the, you know, the Black stars that we love are in this movie. There's a religious aspect with Denzel being an angel and kind of falling in love with her, even though he's really there for Courtney B. Vance's character. It's I really enjoyed that movie as well. It didn't make my list, but I totally understand why you love it. It's really good. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to close this out with my number one pick, which was your pick earlier, Soul Food, of course, from 1997.
Okay, that's number one.
Yeah, so of course this movie is a Black classic, you know, chock full of all the Black stars we love. I love this movie so much that this is actually the second time that it's been on my top 5 list. Like, it was in my top 5 on the previous video. But like I've said before, this movie really captures the spirit of Black families and the culture around food and big meals, which happens most often around the holidays. Now, I probably watch this film about twice a year. And while I feel like Soul Food mostly reminds me of Thanksgiving, I feel like you could argue that this is also a Mother's Day movie. I mean, the Boyz II Men song, Mama, and the focus on like the matriarch of the family. So this kind of easily captures multiple holidays inside of it as well. I feel like this is top tier, the top tier holiday film for me. Also, hashtag Justice for Terry. They made her the villain, and she was they did her so wrong.
That was my favorite character, by the way.
Exactly.
She had heart.
Yes, exactly. And her family talked bad about her and financially abused her and cheated with her husband. She was the victim. They treated her like the villain, but she was the victim. The whole film. Yes. Yeah, for sure. So we actually had one film overlap, which is very interesting.
Yeah.
Well, that was super fun. So I loved hearing your picks, but I imagine that it was really rough narrowing it down to just 5. Did you have any honorable mentions that didn't make the list?
So the only ones that I have is like I didn't mention a lot of like your old school ones that we watched as kids, like your Charlie Brown Christmas and all of those different ones. And another honorable mention is Toy Story.
Oh, what holiday is that?
I love that one. You know what? I thought that was Christmas because, they go into the, Woody and they go into the different stores and.
Okay. Well, it's true that Andy, the boy, received Buzz Lightyear for Christmas. And I want to say that was the beginning of Toy Story 1. So I could see that. But I just never associated Toy Story with Christmas specifically for any reason. But I think that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right. So
what about you?
Yes, my honorable mentions were Waiting to Exhale. Even though the movie actually takes place over the course of a year, it begins and ends on New Year's. I really love that movie, but I felt like it was harder to justify it as a legit holiday movie. Coming to America, which when I was thinking about holidays, right, I was like, Valentine's Day, is there a movie that I like to watch that may be a romantic comedy? And I realized I don't like a bunch of romantic comedies, but when I reviewed Coming to America last year, or whenever it was I reviewed it, I realized that it's actually a rom-com, and I was like, well, that's really neat. It's mostly comedy, but there is a romantic story behind it. So I was like, maybe that could fit in with like Valentine's Day. Now, Independence Day, for obvious reasons, but Independence Day made it to my previous top 5 list, and I didn't want to have too many repeats. But that really is like the only July 4th movie that that I care for. And Best Man Holiday, that was my other honorable mention. Again, because of the sad parts, I can't watch it every year, but it is very good.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Well, this was such a fun list to put together. I want to say
yes, it was.
Thank you. A huge thanks to Erica for joining me today. Erica, did you have a good time?
I did. Thank you very much for having me. I appreciate it. Christmas is, and you saw kind of probably what my theme was there, but but for the holidays. But yes, thank you so much.
Yes, for sure. I had a great time as well. I'm super happy you joined me, and I hope to invite you back soon. Okay.
Great.
Yes.
I would love it.
Awesome. Okay. Now, audience, we want to hear from you. What are your top 5 holiday movies? Do any of your picks overlap with ours? Drop them below in the comments or hit us up on social media on YouTube, Instagram, Pinterest, and Facebook. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so you don't miss the next top 5 or our other podcast episodes. We just kicked off season 2 and we've already got a handful of new episodes for you to check out. Next week, I'll be reviewing Meet the Browns, the Tyler Perry play on the podcast. So make sure that you are aware, that you hit those notifications, and that you stay tuned to check it out. It's going to be available anywhere you listen to podcasts. Thanks again for listening and watching, and we'll see you next time. Peace out.